All rise. Wayne County Magistrate Court is now in session. The Honorable Wallace P. Harrell presiding.
Be seated, please. It has been suggested to me that since this case is streaming live, that I make a statement about what we're doing here today. I'd like to do that. The reason for the hearing, this is a preliminary hearing. It is not a trial of any of the defendants. The law requires that there be a preliminary hearing and that a determination be made of whether or not the case is sufficient, the felony case is sufficient to be heard by the Superior Court. If it is, it will be the case after the hearing, after hearing testimony, it will be determined whether or not it is sufficient to be bound over to the Superior Court. If it's not, the case will be dismissed. So that's what we're doing here today. It's not a trial. If the case is all bound over to the Superior Court, there will be a trial later in the Superior Court. As far as wearing masks is concerned, you saw me take mine off when I wanted to talk. That's why I would like for, if the lawyers want to do that, to remove or lower their mask while they talk, they can do that. My plans for the day is to take a break during the morning and to work to around 1 o'clock to see where we are in the case and either break for lunch or keep going if we think we can finish up. With that, I would like to call the calendar and get an announcement from the parties. State of Georgia versus Travis James McMichael being charged with felony murder and aggravated assault. Is the state ready to proceed?
The state is ready, Your Honor.
Is the defendant ready to proceed?
Good morning, Your Honor. Jason Sheffield and Bob Rubin on behalf of Travis McMichael. We're ready to proceed. Thank you.
Right. State of Georgia versus Gregory Johns McMichael. Is the state ready to proceed?
The state is ready, Your Honor.
Defendant.
Your Honor, Franklin Hogue and Laura Hogue representing Gregory McMichael. He's ready, but I have a motion to make, if I may, at this point.
I can interrupt, Your Honor. We don't have our client apparently present yet.
So my motion concerns that too. Not that they're present here on this camera. I'd like to make a motion, Your Honor, for Greg McMichael to be present physically in this courtroom with his lawyers. He can wear a mask. He can practice social distance. And in support of my motion to the court right now, I'd like to cite, first of all, the Sixth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which grants Mr. McMichael the benefit of counsel and the right to confront those who are accusing him. The Georgia Constitution, Article 1, Section 1, paragraphs 12 and 14, which under our Constitution gives him the similar right. And finally, I'd like to cite the emergency order by the Supreme Court of Georgia, which entered in March of this year and extended now through June 12, 2020, says, to the extent feasible, courts should remain open to address essential functions. And in particular, courts should give priority to matters necessary to protect health, safety, and liberty of individuals. Essential functions are subject to interpretation. However, some matters that fall into the essential function category are, 1, where an immediate liberty or safety concern is present, requiring the attention of the court as soon as the court is available. As the court just announced, this hearing does concern the liberty of Greg McMichael. If the court were to bind over the warrants or dismiss the warrants, either one affects his liberty. So I move that Mr. McMichael, Greg McMichael, be present here in court physically with his lawyers.
Your Honor, we would join that motion on behalf of Travis McMichael.
All right. The Supreme Court of Georgia also said that video conferencing is desirable and to be used whenever feasible. And that's what we're doing. The defendants are present in the jailhouse. They have access to you by phone. They will hear what's going on. You will see them. I'll overrule the motion. You think, brother?
Well, Your Honor, they're not actually present yet, even remotely. And so I don't know that my client heard anything I just said on his behalf.
I'm sorry, what did you say they're not present?
I don't see him on the screen. It looks like I'm looking at an empty courtroom at the jail.
Well, can we get some information about that?
Your Honor, if we could go ahead and sound my client's part of the case.
All right. Well, what do you mean your part of the case?
Well, the Michael lawyers have announced on behalf of my client, we are expressly, while I respect the constitutional implications of what we're doing here today, we are expressly on the record waiving my client's appearance and presence of these proceedings in any capacity. It's my understanding that he's not going to be brought here, nor brought in to appear by video. And we just want to make that clear so we're any misunderstandings in the jail. I don't think there are, but we want to make that clear.
We're determining, the sheriff is looking to see, I see the jail on my screen, and I don't see them yet, so we'll wait till we see them.
And when he is present there on the jail screen, I would like a moment to talk with him to let him know what I've done for him to try to get him here. When I made that argument a moment ago, I did not realize...
You don't need to tell him that now. You can tell him that later.
Well, he wanted to be here. And
Well, he's not going to be here. You tell him that later while he's not here.
Your Honor, while we're waiting on the defendants to be brought to the courtroom, may we approach?
Yes. Big approach.
I will remind counsel that the mics are on.
White noise.
I think we need to assume that everything can be heard.
Defeats the purpose of approaching.